Move over to topic 2. This one's probably going to be short, sweet, to the point, because, yeah. But I want to talk about Sting's retirement real quick. So those of you guys not in the wrestling world, this is not Sting from the Police or whatever band. Sting the wrestler's retiring. So last night, as of recording, AEW held the Revolution pay-per-view, and it was Sting's last match. He was defending his tag titles with Darby Allin against the Young Bucks. They had the main event, and it is, Sting's done. Sting's retired. I probably should have pulled up a little bit more information as I delved into this, but since he's been in AEW for the past 2 years, man's been crushing it. Obviously, it's been very exciting to see him back in the squared circle. Wow, look at me. Since his potential or huge neck injury and back injury in WWE, unfortunately, years ago, that we thought that was going to be forcing him to retire, to now have him jump back in AEW, or rather, join AEW and then wrestle for this time, and seemingly, crush it, especially at 64. Like, obviously, wrestling is a very physical sport, takes a lot out of you, so to have him still go at this point and at this rate was a pleasure to see, and he definitely deserves all of his flowers from his early start to now. Obviously wrestling many years, from WCW to TNA to WWE to now, being in AEW, obviously some other promotions here and there across that time. But the man's been wrestling a long time, definitely deserves all his flowers for what he's done. And I just want to talk about it quickly. Growing up, wrestling, obviously knew about it, but wasn't really big into it until WrestleMania 23. Had a lot of action figures, and I always talk about the barbershop moment. That was the thing that at least I remembered the most. I think my parents had a tape of it, so that was more my fandom, which like Shawn Michaels started, and then getting into it come WrestleMania 23 time, and then being a fan since then. Obviously, I didn't see Sting wrestle all that much. When I did dabble into TNA, that was my first not really hands-on, but my first experience with him wrestling in real time. I knew about Crow Sting due to having action figures, but never watched him during that era, along with Surfer Sting. Going back now as an adult, thanks to the network, and watching some of it, granted I probably am missing a lot of the peak moments or his best matches, like against Flair and Great Muta, etc., as the list probably goes on and on. But there's been some moments that I have been able to watch, as for example with his struggles against the NWO or fighting back against them, and learning about these moments through the documentaries. It's been cool to see, granted if it is only just a little bit of it, but to go back and then watch that, and then being an active wrestling fan and watching, I believe it was 2015. Hold on, let me scan right here real quick. Oh god, nope, didn't mean to click that. I believe it was 2015 when he went to WWE and popping up and showing up for Survivor Series to help out Dolph Ziggler against the corporation. No, not the corporation. What were they calling themselves? Oh god, the McMahons, the people in charge. Whatever their gimmick was. But to have him pop in there, like, that was exciting and huge, obviously, since he had not been in WWE prior, and never made that jump from WCW over there to being in the game, being the huge, or I think that was maybe have been his first thing, was the video game announcement. Yeah, in 2K15. Being a guest superstar there, and then the Authority, him going there during Survivor Series and interrupting that, helping Dolph Ziggler finish that match off and win. Obviously, we didn't get to see him wrestle all that much in WWE, which was too bad. Like I mentioned earlier, the unfortunate back injury, neck injury, I don't remember exactly, but it was that buckle bomb. That was too bad. And then he did get his chance to fight at Mania 31. probably not everybody's favorite moment and not what we were hoping for with the Triple H match, but it is what it is. At least it was something we got to experience on our side of things. And then he retired for a little bit due to the injury and was kind of around, but then to see his return in AEW 2020, it was great. And like I said, he's been doing these matches, he's been going all out, especially once again for his age, doing big dives, and he's not the fastest guy, but he's solid in there and is exciting and engaging, and that's the most important thing. But to see him go out there, have his last match last night. Now, I haven't watched the match, so I can't fully break down the match and all that jazz. But from what I've heard, Revolution was a great pay-per-view for the most part. There was obviously hiccups here and there, but his retirement match was great. Obviously had his sons involved with kind of paying homage to the Surfer Sting and the Wolfpack Sting with his entrance. Darby laying it all out on the line, going through the glass. Apparently Sting went through glass at some point as well. But it sounded like it was a very emotional journey. A little surprised they came out on top and let Sting go undefeated throughout his AEW run. I thought he would, go for the business and go out on his back. That seems to be, I guess, an old thing now. It doesn't happen all that much. I don't know. But yeah, Sting and Darby would retain their tag titles. I presume they're going to give it up now, as Darby's probably going to go to his Mount Everest training. Sting is going to obviously retire. So what we do with the titles at this moment, hey, open book there. Obviously, there's a decent amount of tag teams in that company that could go for it. We'll have to wait and see there. But just wanted to shout out Sting real quick. The icon, always looking cool. Sounds like he's a great guy outside of the ring. And, very sad day to see him go. But going out on his terms, so that's a good thing there. It's not, obviously, the first retirement where it was a cut short moment. Glad he got his good farewell. Glad AEW, obviously he's treating him very, very well. And, excited to see what he does next. If he's going to stay in AEW and be more of a coach / producer type role, or if he's just going to ride off to the sunset and just, chill. Just enjoy his time and do his thing. But well, everybody, this has been another episode of the Wait What We Talking About podcast. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011. I appreciate you guys hanging out today for this a little shorter episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys ever do want to catch the podcast live, you can always go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011. You can drop a follow over there. You'll get notified when we go live, so you join on the fun and conversation with us. But if you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. Go over to YouTube and podcast services the very next week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, wherever you're watching or listening, we could drop a follow or a sub real quick. It may seem small, but does help the channel grow. So if you liked what you heard and want some more, make sure you do that. We would love and appreciate you for it. Appreciate everybody hanging out today, giving this a watch, giving it a listen, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.